Hello fellow plant lovers, Mike's Greenhouse here. In this video I'm going to be planting some strawberries in one of the red containers I got a little while ago. So I bought a load of strawberries and I showed them to you in a previous video. However, I've decided the strawberries I have in my greenhouse I'm also going to move out. So this first container, I'm going to see how many strawberries I can get in, and then worst come to worst, I'll empty all that out in the chicken pen, and then I can use that as well. But hopefully there'll be enough room for all of my strawberries and the strawberries I bought in the two of them, so I won't need any more. But we'll just have to see. There we go, so I managed to fit all of the strawberries from the greenhouse into this one container. So I'm confident that the second container, just here, will be able to fit all of the other strawberries in. So obviously I will be putting some mulch in this, well, I say mulch, straw. It's, for anybody who doesn't know, it's not necessarily to keep the weeds down, it's actually so that when the fruits are forming, they aren't sat on wet compost, like these two fruits here. If these are sat on wet compost, they'll rot. So you need to put a mulch on them, because I don't know if I've got any here. I think I put them in here. See if I can find them. No. Well, anyway, they will rot. So it's important that you put something underneath them, or you have some sort of support that holds them in the air. You can get varieties which can actually hold their fruit up, and then you don't have to worry about it. However, for the majority of the varieties you have, you do need to put something underneath and around the plant so that the fruits don't rot. So I'll just fill the, well, first of all, I'll dump this in the chicken pen, let the chickens dig through that, and then I'll fill it up with compost. So I decided to do this one in a normal speed video, just so you can see the process of planting them, because I'll show you the crown of the plant here in a minute. So this is the crown of the plant. Now if you plant this crown too deep, the plant will rot. However, if you plant it too shallow, for example, the ground level's here, so you've got all this above, then the plant will dry out and die. So you have to get it at the exact level, or slightly above if you're worried. And then, worst come to worst, you just take a little bit away. And because this is probably the deepest, this is the deepest pot from that strawberry, I'm just going to dig this with the actual trowel. There we go. Not sure if that's deep enough. I don't think it is. That should be alright. There we go. So, see, that's going to be above the soil. So, just push it down a little bit. And it's still slightly above, so I need to take it down a little bit more. Oh, lost the label. There we go. There we go, that should be better. So it's supposed to be in the middle. Sort of gone to a side, but oh well. There we go. So it's roughly even now with the surface of the compost. If I do think, once the compost settles, it will probably drop a little bit. And I can always either top it up or push this one down a bit more. But I think that'll be okay. So you can just see the original compost here, and it's just level with this compost. So, in theory, it should be a lot better. This one is called Royal Sovereign, so I'm hoping it's a bit different to all the others, because I believe I have some smaller varieties. I'd say this is sort of a medium fruit. I have a few smaller varieties, if I can find one. Here we go. So this one has a lot smaller fruit. So it'll be nice to have a good variety, but that should be the best way now for that plant because it's been planted level. And all I have to do is obviously put the mulch for them all. But as you can see, this is the type that would normally hold itself up. Obviously me taking it out of the pot has disturbed it, so it's sort of fallen over. But until then, in its pot, it was stood up relatively straight like this. So, and you can see that because it has a thicker stalk. So it's able to hold up the strawberries from the ground a lot easier. So ideally, that's the type of strawberry plant you want to get, that holds the fruit off the ground, or perhaps climber ones which the fruit's off the ground anyway. So we'll switch over to a time lapse now. So I've got some hay and straw with a bit of hay in it. And all you got to do is find where the runners are first of all. You want to take those away. And then try and separate the plants because the leaves sometimes get caught up a little bit. And then just start placing it in, basically. You almost want to lift the plant up like this. And then with your other hand, place the straw below the plant. It can take a little while. And don't worry about completely covering the crown of the plant, as this won't actually affect the plant. It will hold water, so make sure that you've got drainage holes if you're doing this in a pot, or that you've got well-drained soil if you're doing it straight into the ground. I personally recommend putting it into pots or raised beds because otherwise the weeds can really smother them, and if you're putting them into fresh compost you can sort of control that a bit better because the plants will establish before weeds ever get into the soil with the plant. So personally I'd recommend putting them into fresh compost to do this. I suppose another thing you could do is just put them into well mulched soil. That would also work. Whilst you're doing this, be careful not to pull any plants out, especially if you've just planted them in. That can disturb them. And another important point, if your strawberry plants are not fruiting currently, you don't need to do this. This is just so that when your strawberry plants do fruit, the actual strawberry doesn't rot. There we go. So you want to make sure that you've not got any buried foliage. Like here I've got a bit that's been slightly buried. Just want to work that on top of the straw. And you want to have a nice thick layer of straw, about an inch I'd say, if you can. And there you go. So that's all mulched, and now I'll do the next one. As you can see, there is bits of hay and leaves and stuff in this as well, but that's fine. Sorry, Poppy. Do you want to be here? She's stuck. You okay? No, she's not stuck. Go on, go back, 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 back. Good girl. Yeah, she would like to be over this side, really. But yeah, so you get the idea. I'll just quickly do the second one. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.